previously we were talking about dealing with emotions, and now we'll specifically talk about anger management. So, anger, it's a force, it's a big emotion that...
Yeah, everybody gets angry, it's normal, but the problem is that when anger starts to control you. See, like there is a situation sometimes and you are angry about it, but you might have experienced that sometimes you control it, So then you are
from time to time.
Yeah, you are the controller. So anger is not the boss, you are the boss. But when it happens the other way around, that you are the servant and anger is the boss, then it is difficult, Then it can destroy, It's described in Ayurveda that anger destroys your intellect, and then it leads to destruction, lot of destruction, Even big fights between two countries can be there, just on a small thing, So Ayurvedically, if we want to understand, one is misuse of intelligence, which means your intellect is not working. That means you are not the boss. Anger is your boss. So then you are always angry. So you see some people are always angry, even without any reason they are angry.
You say hi and they say what?
Yeah. So they are like so much controlled by the anger, right? And then there are people who get angry, but then they can control, they can talk about it, afterwards. And they understand, they realize that, okay, I lost my control for a little while. For a little while, anger...
I'm not angry.
Yeah, for a while, not like that, For a while, they say, anger was not my boss. For a little while, anger was my boss, but now I am the boss. Always remember that you are the boss. Anger is just a small emotion, and you should not let it overcome. And why it comes, why it becomes powerful.
Exactly.
Because of food. We are always eating, either through mouth or through our mind. In Ayurveda, we say whatever goes in is your food. So if I'm eating more Rajasic and Tamasic food, which means watching more violent movies, hearing more violent things, or aggressive, any aggressive movies I watch, or I'm, listening to some stories.
They are also considered to be an outlet of an anger. Like you're mentioning art. So when you have some aggressive music, aggressive movies, they're made for also the feeling of catharsis, so you can get rid of your negative emotions in a way.
Well, I think in Ayurveda we say the other way around. In Ayurveda say that negative emotions should never be, like there's no need to express them or get them out. You have to suppress them. Suppress them means control them,
All right.
They talk about suppressible urges in Ayurveda, which you should suppress forcefully, like urge to go to urine. If you're having an urge to go to, don't suppress it. It's non-suppressible. But anger, greed, or urge to steal, urge to tell a lie, it should not be expressed, because if you start expressing this, releasing this, letting this go out, then this is going to cause some damage to somebody, So it's better you control it. And how to control it? You control it with your intelligence. You have to understand that, okay, suppose, for example, if somebody is making a mistake, you're driving on the road and somebody makes a mistake. You didn't make a mistake, right? Somebody make a mistake. But I immediately get angry on this person. What are you doing? How come you are doing? Why you are saying this to me?
As if you never made a mistake yourself.
But actually you didn't do anything wrong. It's somebody else is doing something wrong. Right. So why are you losing your control? What's the point? That means you are somewhere, your mind is too irritated or too Rajasic or Tamasic, we say. But whenever your mind is Sattvic, for example, whenever your mind is Sattvic, you are very cool, you are very relaxed, your intelligence is working. I give you another example. Suppose you have a little child and the child makes a mistake. Sometimes you are laughing at the child. This because
the child is just a trigger.
Because you understand that the child is not so intelligent. So similarly, sometimes there are big childs in this world, in your colleagues' area or somebody on the road. He's a big guy, but he's maybe doing something wrong. So you can say he's a childish guy. And don't lose your temper, because anger is damaging you. When you get angry, it's not only hurting others, it's also hurting you.
And which organ is it hurting
the heart?
Most?
The heart. There's clinical studies which show that anger can constrict the capillaries, the blood capillaries, and it can be cause of heart attack, if you get too hungry, or increase your blood pressure. Okay. And it also affects the liver, and when you're angry all the time, then the juices that secrete, they're with too much, heat, and it can cause acidity. Yeah. Anger can also cause too much pitta in the body.
So the stomach is...
so the whole digestion will be affected. Too much acidity, and because anger creates heat, it can cause your breathing. Breathing gets very short,
right? And
so there is a lack of oxygen in the brain, and then it can lead to insomnia. It can lead to so many problems. So just a small thing. Why don't you use your brain? Brain means intelligence. Why don't you just use your intelligence? Right. Of course, if you want to express something, then express it in a positive way,
Right, because it's good to know how to deal with anger. In that sense that if you suppress it, the word suppress, you need to know how to suppress. Or
suppress means control. Because sometimes suppress, people think, why should I suppress
because
this?
Then you get this thing that's called autoaggression.
At any cost, you don't want to damage your system.
No.
So like coming back to this example of child, when the child is doing something wrong, sometimes you just quietly tell her, look, my son, this is not like this. So actually, this is one way of expressing your anger to them, rather than you start maybe shouting at the child. So that is where your blood pressure will go, your heartbeat will increase, your breath will be very short. So this is not... Ayurvedically, if we want to understand very nice things, laughing, whenever you see somebody making a mistake, laugh.
Just laugh
the anger will go away.
It could be you making a mistake.
Even laugh at yourself. Right. Sometimes when you are angry, go look in the mirror, your face, how it looks. It's not very good. Deep breathing is very nice. Whenever you feel anger or you're feeling angry, just deep breath.
And also
slow breathing.
To train it before the situation of anger occurs. So the more you discipline yourself to make meditation and breathing and thinking about your own anger. So then in the situation it doesn't burst out.
You won't express it.
No.
You will learn how to control it. And so that's what I meant by become the master.
Right.
Not the servant of anger, but the boss of anger.
Okay. So becoming a master of anger and doing also some positive work out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.